անգլերեն է խոսում, մեր հաղորդումը այսօր տեղի կունենա անգլերեն լեզվով։ Եվ այսպես թույլ տվեք ձեզ ներկայացնել Լիանային եւ Տանյային։ Hello, Tanya. Hello, Liana. How are you?
Fine, thank you.
Wonderful, thank you.
Very good. Well, welcome. And we have this program we started. The intent of it is to convey to our viewers what are the benefits of weight loss, but also what is the detriment of having excess weight. And I've been very, very open about my personal experience with the lapband and my personal sort of crusade against obesity. And would like now to involve you and ask each one of you to share with us how has lapband impacted your lives and how has it changed. So first let me start with you, Tanya. Why did you feel you needed to lose weight?
I struggled my entire life since I can remember with weight, emotionally and physically, and actually the older I got, spiritually too. It affected my life greatly. So I just came to a point in my life where I was balancing, I was going up and down, and I just didn't want the fight anymore, and that's why I chose the lapband.
What methods of weight loss have you tried before?
Everything. I worked for weight loss companies, everything. Starving, exercise, Atkins, only fruit, everything, shakes, everything.
And was it not helpful at all, or it was helpful temporarily and then you would regain the weight? What would be happening with you?
Well, you know, I was actually just thinking about this, I think this morning or yesterday morning, I was just thinking the best part about the lapband, the other diets do work, because if you're not consuming calories, you're going to lose weight, of course. But with the lapband, it's when you have a moment of weakness and you want to eat that entire box of pizza or Oreos or chicken, you can't. And you get your sanity back. It's like in that moment of just rage where you want to just go there, you can't. So you kind of calm down and you go from day to day. So dieting will always be successful, but in order to lose an excess amount of weight, you have to do it for so many days perfectly. With the lapband, it helps you so that you can stay on track.
So when did you have your lapband?
I had my lapband 4 years ago, over 4 years ago.
And how much weight have you lost, and how quickly?
I've lost 100 pounds, and I actually lost it fairly quickly. I lost it within the year, before the year was up. And it's amazing. I feel amazing. I know you didn't ask this, but just at first it was exciting, just like being able to shop, and now I'm kind of used to that, so it's really fun. But it's just fun. You can go in your closet, you look good in anything. You just don't, you can worry about other things, not your weight, not what you look like.
Liana, was this any different for you? Why did you decide to lose weight, and why did you choose the lapband as the tool to achieve that?
Well, my story is a little different because I actually was a really skinny kid growing up. It started to change for me, I think, after in my mid-20s. And then the weight just kept going up, and then I reached almost to size 18, and it got to the point where I was so insecure, and it was affecting me mentally, physically. I started to become depressed. I wasn't happy because when I would go to work, I have to work on my feet a lot all day long. I'm a freelancer and a makeup artist, so my weight would start hurting me under my feet, you know, and it got to a point where it was just my feet were hurting me so much, my weight was so bad that my back started to hurt me, and it started to affect my brain. I wasn't happy, and it just was not a very good place at my life at that time. And then at work, one of the coworkers that I worked with, actually, she had it done, and she was really happy, and she had heard me complain, and that's when she actually recommended me to come and visit and meet with you. And when I did, I thought it was a solution, and I actually thought about it for like a year. And then a year later is when I came, and it's the best decision I ever made, because like I said, like in the beginning, you know, when you're losing the weight, it's so fun, and it was actually quick for me too. But the first like 25 or 27 pounds, it felt so good because your clothes, you start feeling good. I started to feel more comfortable. As your weight comes off, you get to a point where you're more comfortable to work longer hours on your feet. You're not tired, you know, and it's different wearing even heels. I started to enjoy wearing heels again, where before it was just like, oh no, I have to wear 1 inch or flats, because I knew after 2-3 hours it was just bothering me so much. But as the weight kept coming off, I started to become more and more happier. I was more confident. I wasn't insecure, and I started to become more comfortable to actually, when men would flirt with me, I was more, you know, secure with myself. I wasn't so feeling like, oh, I'm so unattractive, you know.
You're a pretty tall lady. How tall are you?
I'm 5'8".
And you're wearing high heels
now, of course. Now I wear 4, 5. I even wear them to work. I could stand on my feet with the 3 inches that I have for maybe 6 hours, 7 hours, you know.
I'm assuming the men are insecure approaching you? Is that what's...
But yeah, the part of going into the store, psychologically, I was so used to reaching out for, looking for the large sizes, like extra large, 16, 14. And my girlfriend, it was such a habit. Like when we started going to the BB store, I realized I was going down to size 10 and 8, and she was grabbing the smaller sizes, and I was still stuck on that, you know, old habits. It dies hard for a long time. Like I was grabbing, she's like, don't you get it? You're getting smaller. You're actually skinnier. You're skinny now. And I'm like, I haven't heard that in a long time, you know? And I was I had to kind of accept it, you know, in many different directions of the weight loss. And it just was happier and better and just more confident. It just keeps getting better and better.
Did you feel deprived in any way of the foods or...
No, I was excited in the beginning that I couldn't eat a lot of food, because I was happy when I would fit in some of the clothes. I can go into the store or go into my closet and not say today is a day that I'm so frumpy and feel so heavy and you know, fat, and I want to hide myself. It just brought more and more confidence, and the more you lose, the more comfortable you become. And actually, as you know, my thing was that I lost too much. It got to a point where I was actually losing so well that I lost more than, I think it was almost like I came down to, I'm 155 now, and I came down to 120, was it 123, I think?
Yeah,
it was too much.
For your height, it is way
yeah, it was too much. And so we had to realize, for me, I had to stabilize myself. What am I comfortable with? What weight am I happier at? And I realized between 145 to 155, I'm good, I'm happy. And I still have my curves. I'm not like where I was too skinny and I was just too much, you know. But you still have that ability that we can come back to you, and you can adjust to, you know, make it looser or tighter. Then we can, you know, intake a little bit more food, and you can actually gain the weight, you know what I mean? And stabilize that weight. That's what I love about it, that you're in control of it. You can take to whatever weight you want to be, you know, and that's what's so special about this. Yeah. And I've tried everything too. Like, my God. And the more we would try these different whatever diets have been out there, you think you're losing. You lose that 10 pounds, and it's that water weight. And then when you get off of it, you gain so much more back, you know, double the weight.
As
you know?
well as you gain depression.
Yeah,
it's
depression.
So depressed.
Yeah.
You know,
exactly.
For me, I think what was important with the lapband was the fact that it took away the hunger.
That helped, yes.
You know, I mean, I'm a surgeon, and you know, I typically wouldn't eat anything in the morning, but between the cases, I would really get hungry, and the short break I would get between the surgeries, whatever is in the surgery or sweet or whatever, it would be eaten rather quickly without thinking of the volume or calorie content and stuff like that. But with the band taking away the hunger, I think was very empowering. All of a sudden you were in control, And
Yeah,
the
it
hunger
does
wasn't
work with the
controlling your
brain,
mind
right?
anyway.
It is, yeah.
Did you guys experience the same?
Still today, even with it being looser, it's amazing. I experience, like, I'm a little hungry, I can eat a little bit, whereas before, if I had one, I had to have the whole thing, just a little bit, or you're not even hungry for
Yeah.
hours. You have to remind yourself to eat because you feel a little faint.
Yeah, I like that it teaches you, instead of like me, I would never eat breakfast. That's not a good thing, but I like it that you stabilize where you can actually eat it teaches you to actually eat every 2-3 hours, but you eat in small portions, then rather you don't eat, you starve all day, and then you just eat a whole big
Right.
dinner plate at night. That was my thing. It was always the hunger was like at after 5-7 o'clock.
So it's like
we would
an
big meals.
enforced retraining of normal
Yeah.
eating pattern and normal
Yeah, new
eating
lifestyle,
habits.
new habits where you learn to just appreciate just, I think, for the taste of it, to eat smaller portion and to actually enjoy what you're eating, because it does teach you to actually, that was my challenge, to chew the food slow and and enjoy the food, because a lot of times when we're hungry, the food is right in front of you, big plate, and let's say if you're with company and you just not realizing you're in a conversation, you're just shoving down the food. And I have friends, when we go out to eat, they say that, they go, you're so good, like you actually take your time, you're eating. I'm like, yes, it's a challenge. I have to remind myself I have to enjoy the food, where they'll be done and I'm still like trying to eat my little food like right in front of me, still chewing.
I've noticed that too. It's food. Actually, I thought that I would miss food and I wouldn't really be able to enjoy it any longer.
Yeah,
but
the fear,
I found I was reading a book yesterday and I had made something to eat and I thought, I'm just gonna eat this food and then I'll read because it's just so enjoyable now. Which is, I really thought it'd be the opposite. Like I'd never be able to enjoy it. You enjoy it so much more because you're actually eating and enjoying and savoring and.
Do you have any problem with alcohol?
No, not at all. Why, some people do, maybe?
Well, I mean, some people say that because the stomach volume is smaller, they get perhaps they experience the effect of the alcohol a little bit faster than
I haven't
before.
been drinking at all lately, but I think being that, yes, I had my surgery, I think now 4 years. In the beginning, maybe, because it was harder, the effect, it could give you that effect easy. The buzz, is it the word, the buzz?
Right.
Yeah, you do get the effect easier, I guess, because maybe there's not so much food that we used to intake, and then you would easily drink, where before it's open and there's all that space, you're having 2, 3, 4 drinks and food, and it's different.
And
volume
also,
you're taking, and
we weigh less.
yeah,
So-
we weigh less, and that's true. When you weigh less, it actually affects you quicker too. But yeah, not
So
now.
you've decided to have a lap band. Now let's go back 4 years and first remind me, how did you guys find me? How did you find me?
A friend at work. She was keeping it a secret.
Uh-huh.
And then one day I was like, I'm done. I can't stand this any longer. And she said, Tanya, let me just tell you a little secret. And that's when I made an appointment. I went in. And when I met you, I felt so comfortable. And I felt so for the first time, I actually felt like somebody understood me. And that was you, Dr. Davtyan, and that made a huge difference. We booked the appointment, and it was done. Best thing I ever did.
Was it a difficult decision for you to make, or what were the thoughts? What were the sort of pluses and minuses in your mind?
In my mind, the pluses were I'm not going to be fat anymore. I'm going to finally lose this weight. The fight's going to be over. The things that I was worried about, I thought, I'm not going to really be able to eat anymore. I'm not going to be able to enjoy food. So before the surgery, I did chow down a bit too much, gained a few extra pounds.
I think everybody does
Everybody
that.
does that,
You're like, let me say goodbye.
Yes, you think it's going to be your last
It's like a
meal.
memorial for you, right?
It's not. And my tastes have changed since the lap band. They have changed, which is
It's so true.
interesting.
Like, I don't go out of my way to eat greasy or fried foods. It's not like that feeling when you start to eat better, you feel better. and when you eat those fried foods and greasy foods,
You feel sick. You don't want to go back anymore.
Yeah, it's like you ask yourself, wow, why did I do this before? Or why do people, why do they even do it? Like, just people now in general, like, it's so bad for you. And there's a saying, you are what you eat. They're so true. That it's such a true saying, and I think when your lifestyle changes to what you take in and what you eat, it makes you enjoy differently, I think, the foods that you eat. And you feel it in your body too. So when your body for months at a time is eating good, and if you're eating the right foods, fruits and soup and things like that, and then when you try the bad, you feel that heaviness, that grease, you go, oh, it's such a bad feeling. You feel lazy. It's lazy food, I think. That's what I call it. Like, it's not comforting food. It's lazy. It makes you lazy. It makes you tired, and you don't want to do anything,
But for people who think they can't ever eat that again, you can enjoy everything.
Yeah.
You can I still do enjoy the bad foods.
The bad.
So
but at a time. Well, I love my ice cream. I can't let go of my ice cream.
You don't crave it like crazy, but yeah.
So you're still enjoying the foods that you like.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we'll take a brief break, and then we'll come back and we'll discuss the procedure itself. How difficult was it? How difficult was the recovery? How was the follow-up? How is it going now? In the meantime, we will take a brief break and go over the brief infomercials that we have providing testimonials from other patients, and then we will return to this programming to continue our story of Tanya and Liana and how they were able to completely win their battle with excess weight.
Now on the American Health Journal. Obesity is becoming an epidemic in America. For the morbidly obese, bariatric surgery has been successful in helping patients achieve and maintain a healthy weight. As we learned from Dr. David Davtyan of the Beverly Hills Weight Loss Medical Centers, a new laparoscopic procedure promises safe and effective results with less risk of complications.
A lapband was invented in the United States approximately in early 80s, but unfortunately went unignored for about a decade until in 92, Belgian surgeons first used it to induce weight loss and to try to fight off obesity, which, as you know, is now becoming an epidemic plaguing not only the United States, but the entire world. And what it consists of a band which is placed around the stomach, around the upper part of the stomach, to restrict the access of food to the stomach, which is, the band is then connected to a subcutaneous port, which is this part, which is placed under the skin on the anterior abdominal wall, where it is, though not visible, easily palpable. So these two components are connected to each other through a catheter, which you see here, thus enabling the physician to control the size of this band by injecting fluid into this port. The band wraps around the stomach. The outer surface of the band is fairly rigid, but the inner surface is inflatable. By inflating the inner surface, you can reduce the inner diameter and thus make it tighter and tighter, cinch it down around the stomach, creating a very asymmetric hourglass, if you can imagine, where once food fills up the upper part of the hourglass, it takes a long time to empty into the lower part of the stomach, thus taking away the feeling of hunger, controlling, inducing early satiety, and thus inducing weight loss. The nicest thing about the lapband, it does not involve cutting any vital organ. There is no suturing, there is no stapling, there is no cutting or rearranging of the native God-created normal anatomy. What is nice about the lap band is that the lap band involves a small dissection around the stomach. In good hands, lap band should take 1 hour or less as far as a procedure. And the results are very good. Patients go home either the same evening or the following morning, and they can return to work in 2 to 3 days. Tammy is one of my first patients who has lost 70 pounds by now, and she's going to continue losing weight until she comes close to her ideal body weight, and she's also very happy with those results.
I went into the hospital. I had it done. 2.5 days I was out. I had 3 or 4 more days. I went back to work. Within about a week, 2 weeks, everybody started coming up. My face started getting slender. You could just tell that I was changing. My stomach started going down, and people started noticing that I was losing weight. And they really didn't know how until I started telling them about the surgery.
One of the other advantages of the lap band, other than it is a reversible procedure with no permanent restructuring of the normal anatomy, is also the fact that it is adjustable. And the adjustments are usually done in the office setting by injecting or withdrawing fluid from the band by accessing it through with a needle through subcutaneous port. By having a band myself, I have perfected the tuning of the band to the maximum where I can predict how much volume of injectate is going to be just the right for this person to control their tightness so that it's good enough, meaning that they're still losing weight, but it's loose enough that they still can enjoy good food.
You're watching the award-winning American Health Journal.
Եթե ուզում եք նիհարել, ազատվել ավելորդ քաշից արագ եւ ընդմիշտ եւ նորից լինել առողջ ու գեղեցիկ, առանց երկմտելու դիմեք վիրաբույժ Դավիթ Davtyanին, որն առաջարկում է գրավիչ եւ անվտանգ lapband մեթոդը։ Վստահեք փորձառու բժշկի հրաշագործ ձեռքերին, զանգահարեք լավագույն մասնագետ Դավիթ Davtyanին 818 546 1500 հեռախոսահամարով։
Եվ այսպես մենք վերադառնում ենք մեր հյուրերին, որոնք այսօր մեզ պատմում են, թե ինչպես 4 տարի առաջ իրենք եկան մեր գրասենյակ եւ որոշեցին ունենալ ուրեմն lapband միջամտությունը, որը լիովին փոխեց իրենց կյանքը։ Մինչև հիմա մենք խոսեցինք դրա մասին, թե ինչն էր պատճառը, որ նրանք որոշեցին lapband-ին դիմել, եւ իրականության մեջ այն էր, որ նրանք տառապում էին ավելորդ քաշից եւ բազմաթիվ ուրիշ մեթոդների դիմելով հաջողության չէին հասել։ Կամ եթե հասել էին, այդ հաջողությունը ժամանակավոր էր եւ դրանից անմիջապես հետո քաշը վերադառնում էր։ Եվ մենք խոսեցինք դրա մասին, թե ինչքանով է իրենց կյանքը փոխվել, ինչքանով են իրենք արդեն ուրիշ բաներով հետաքրքրվում, այսինքն բարձր կրունգով կոշիկներ եւ նոր զգեստեր։ Բայց մի անգամ եւս փորձում ենք վերադառնալ 4 տարի առաջ եւ տեսնել, թե այս միջամտությունը արդյոք դժվար էր, արդյոք որևէ մի բարդություններ եղան եւ ինչպես սա մի անգամ եւս փոխեց իրենց կյանքը։ Եվ այսպես վերադառնում ենք մեր հյուրերին Լիանային եւ Տանյային. So once again, I've just reviewed for our Armenian viewers the whatever we've discussed up until now, but wanted to make a quick trip back 4 years ago when you came for the procedure. How did you imagine the procedure, and how was it in reality? Was there a big difference between what you expected and what the procedure was actually like? How was it?
It was a piece of cake.
Yes.
Not to use food as language, but it was quite easy. I was so excited that I wasn't really afraid, but I thought it'd be very painful. It wasn't. I had been told that I'd be able to go to work a couple days, and I thought, yeah, right. I went back to work. It wasn't a problem at all. You're a little tired, a little sore. It's like, it feels like a bruise. It's kind of, you have a little difficulty getting out of bed, but you can walk upright. It's really pretty easy.
Was it any different for you, Liana?
I was excited. I was looking forward to it because I felt like it is going to be a new beginning, a new life, something that, something could help me to take charge over and start a new beginning. I was excited. I wasn't scared. I wasn't nervous. And the surgery, it was like, okay, waking up, and it was like, okay, little dry mouth. We put our ice. I had my little ice, and then my dad came and picked me up. I put my clothes on and walked to the car. And really, I was just in bed like maybe 2 days at the most. But like I could get up. Who isn't really, with any surgery, you're gonna have a little bit of, just a little bit sore. But after the visit, when I saw, like, I was like, well, remember I was like, where are the stitches? It's like a little,
Very small incision.
like a scratch or something, it's just so tiny, you can't even see anything. It's amazing. And there's no insecurity like, oh my God, I can't wear a bikini, or I can't wear anything that might show my stomach. It's
how does
amazing.
it feel wearing a bikini these days?
I wore it actually the first time year and a half ago, I think it was, or 2 years ago. Yeah, 2 years ago. I was excited and a little scared because I hadn't done it in so many years. But with all the nice compliments from my fiance and my friends, my girlfriends, everybody, how great I look.
So if you don't mind,
good.
can we look at your before surgery?
Do we have to? Yes.
Well, just to see how dramatic the change that the lap band brings can be. So if we can ask our operator to put up the Liana's preoperative photograph so that we could see what you look like before surgery.
Wow, I forgot that.
Yes, that is in our clinic before
that was the first
operation.
Day.
Yes,
Wow,
we took
great.
a picture. And so how many pounds have you lost since then?
As of now, with trying to gain back weight because I had lost too much, it's 100. But there was a time a year ago where it was 125. So now I'm more comfortable at this weight. I like it better.
So how has this changed your life?
Everything. I mean, there's so many things. There's so many different areas in life. I mean, more confident, happier. When I wake up, I'm not lazy or tired.
That fatigue goes away, doesn't it?
It does. And your energy level is much higher. You look forward to your day. If you have to go to work, you're not dreading it. I'm not dreading, oh my God, I'm going to be so tired. My back is going to hurt. My feet are going to hurt. I can actually feel like just get dressed up and get foo-foo-fee-fee. Like, I love dressing up now. I just love putting my clothes on together and choosing the shoes that I want to wear that goes with that outfit, that I don't have to worry about, it has to be flats, or for my comfort level. I can actually wear heels and be comfortable with it, In many ways, it's just a positive, wonderful change in your life. I mean,
did you notice any change in how people relate to you amongst those who already knew you before, as well as the new acquaintances?
Well, besides the compliments you always get, I like that, friends who say, oh my God. Or the best is when you actually haven't seen a friend maybe for a couple of months, and you're approaching them and they're trying to pass by you, oblivious, where they don't know it's you. And I'm like, hello. They look at you and they look, oh my God, no way. And you go, is that a good? Was I that bad before? And they're like, no, but you just look amazing now. You look so much better. You look amazing. And it's just that constant, confident, like it just, you feel good. And it's that, you know that you're doing something right. I mean, besides the lap band, I entered going to a gym. I was working out, besides eating better. I loved it that I was actually able to gain more energy, go to the gym after that first 20-pound loss, where I'm not, I was more comfortable. I'm not sore or anything. I started going to the gym. I could actually not be afraid of going into the gym because thinking, oh my God, I'm overweight. You see the skinnier people, you go, there are people looking at me, or you feel insecure. You start to get more and more confident. You
And
go,
working out is
yeah, you
easier.
working. It is
Oh, it
easier,
is.
so much easier. And the more weight you're losing, and you're getting more firmer and toner, and you feel stronger. It just feels good. And the best part is when you go into when you go shopping, you go into a store, you don't worry about, oh, where's the biggest size for me to look for a rack. Like you can actually look through, average size, 6, 8, whatever it is that you want to try on, and you don't worry about, oh, they don't have my size. It feels good. It's like that good feeling. You can put it on, you come out of the room to look in the big mirror how you look, right?
Now sometimes when I go to the stores, the shirts aren't small enough. I'm like, I want this tighter.
Oh, I know. Isn't that the best? The
yeah,
waist.
it's great.
Yeah.
And another thing, it's like life. I think people mirror how we're feeling. So losing weight, just feel not only more confident, but just better, happier, lighter,
yes.
less self-conscious. You feel good
Yes.
about yourself, even if you're not thinking about your physical appearance. It's like there's a light inside of you, and I believe people reflect that back. So I think, I don't know, maybe it's the weight loss, maybe it's the new confidence, but people
All of
are
the above,
so
I think.
amazing, and
Yeah.
they just
Yes.
they approach you. You get things quickly. I mean, it's almost like, what? It's like
Yes.
you have a little magic wand. It's called the lapband.
Yes, actually,
I like that, exactly.
many of my patients have told me that they have experienced some sort of not difficulty, but like at work, they wouldn't be really taken seriously before when they were overweight. But once they lost the weight, all of a sudden there was a different relationship with coworkers. People would behave with them as if, well, wait a minute, nothing's wrong with you. And I always thought something was wrong with you,
Right.
that you were overweight, and now all of a sudden I see that you're normal. A lot of people relate that. Because I think there is a lot of discrimination just related to the fact that overweight people
Size.
are
So
taken
true.
for not being smart or something like that.
Yeah.
But when all of a sudden they lose the weight, people change their attitudes toward them.
The truth is, we live in a society where weight is important. People do, if you're doing, everybody has their naughty thing that they do, whether it be drugs, alcohol, but if it's food, you wear it. Everybody notices
True.
it, and it's like you're weak, you're ugly, you're bad. Not that we are, but that's
But that's the attitude, unfortunately.
And
I
so
really-
Kind of
especially
prejudge you,
in
I
LA,
think, before. In LA is the hardest place. But yeah, it's true. It is a little different. And the biggest difference was like me going out to different places and being approached by different cultures. And that was new to me. The smaller I got, more like, just different cultures were
Doors
approaching.
opened.
Yeah, I was like, wow, this is different and new, different people are attracted, I guess different cultures are attracted to maybe different appearance, different looks. So it just kind of, overall, it just changes everything
Did you
around
find
you.
that losing weight also helped with travel? The other day there was
Oh
this
my
report
God,
that-
yes, in the plane,
Yeah.
huge difference, yes.
traveling is such a breeze. I just fall asleep and drool a little bit. Okay. Before I was like, I felt embarrassed.
You feel
I
more
felt big.
compact and everything, but you actually, I remember the first time when I went, I can't remember where I went, I think it was 2 years ago, but I had lost my first maybe 65 or 70 pounds, and that was like really huge. I sat down and I was
You
like,
say it so
I
easily,
see.
65, 75,
Yeah.
as if it's nothing,
Because and that is big, isn't
yes.
it? And I saw the sides of the seat, like the emptiness, and I was like, wow. And the belt, I had to literally
Yes.
pull it in and
could
just
comfortably
adjust it to
cross your
smaller.
legs
And I was
and,
like, wow. Yeah.
Now you can
big
just
difference.
put your feet out in front and just.
Yeah.
Great.
In many areas in life, just different things that you do. It's just, I'm so happy I did it. I really am. It's the best decision that I ever made. The other best decision was when I used to be a smoker, and I quit smoking 12 years ago. So those are the two best things I've ever done in my life.
That's a big
great.
one.
So I took steps. First it was that, and then it was the lap band.
interestingly,
I don't
Eva-
regret anything. I love it. I'm so happy I did it.
I'm so happy for you.
Yes.
I have several patients who've actually stopped smoking after they got the lap
really?
band.
Interesting.
It was such a major life-changing event for
It
them
is.
that all of their old bad habits sort of went out the door with the obesity.
Yeah.
These people started working out, they started watching their diet,
Yes.
and they quit smoking. And I think what happens is your metabolism changes, and you basically get sort of positive juices flowing.
Yeah, I think
You do.
your brain just gives more clarity, where you just want to do good things. You're just more happier. You're more positive.
You wake up feeling good.
You wake up feeling good, exactly. And it's a good feeling when you can just look in the, I was going to say refrigerator, I don't know why, but you can look in the closet and just pick out what you want to wear, because there's no just
You can
struggle of
express
movement.
yourself.
Yeah, you enjoy it, and you feel sexier. I feel more sexier now, more confident, more like just a woman, a lady, like a sexy woman. Before it was like hiding myself, like you saw maybe with the old picture with my jacket and my scarf. You hide yourself.
Yes, you hide
know?
yourself
Yeah.
under the bulky clothes.
And that was the biggest I've ever been. It was a size 18, and I was like, I visited you a year before. I had actually, over that year, I had gained another maybe. I was 245. I came to, and then when I had the surgery, it was 255, and I was like, okay, this
So
is.
don't you
it.
regret now that you waited that whole
Yes.
year?
The
You
whole
should have
year,
done it the first
yes,
time
exactly.
around.
You kind of weigh it out, you think about it, and I'm so glad that RP was the lady that I work with, that she referred me to you, and she was like, come on, just come visit, just have a consultation, just visit. And whenever you're ready, you will do it, And I think the first thing you said too, I'll never forget, you were like, you're such a beautiful lady, you're a beautiful young woman. You have to make this decision, and it's going to be better in the long run. It's going to be good for you, And I said, okay, I just have to do it when I'm ready, I guess. And whenever I was ready, I came. And I was excited. I was like, wow. I didn't even get scared or nervous. People, I guess, with surgeries. And it was my first surgery ever in life with anything, and I wasn't nervous. Because I knew it was just going to be a breeze. I was going to get in and get out. And I did. I got in and I got out. And then it continued.
Well, good for you. 800 other people did it. And,
800, wow.
Yes, by now we're more than 800 cases.
Amazing.
And we're very proud because we have very few of the complications that we see from other places as far as, prolapses, erosions, and others. And I am personally very, very grateful to my staff because my staff is helping me to make all of that possible. How would you describe your experience? You've been coming to my office now for 4 years. At some point you worked with my staff. How helpful is it to have people who are next to you all the time?
I think it's very important, and you feel like family. You feel like you can say anything, you can tell the truth, you can say how you're feeling. You having the lap band is amazing because you're so empathetic and you understand, and you're very good at adjustments. There's a peace that comes over you when you're in the office.
I think that was the comfort for me. I'm sorry that when I met you and when I found out, you told me you actually have one done yourself, and how your background, how you were taught with the person, the actual person that actually, discovered the lap band. I was like, I'm in good hands, and your confidence was huge for me too. You're very confident. You're passionate. And I think being that you've had it done too, that makes a huge difference. And I think that was one of the convincing things for me, that you most definitely you have the most gentle hands. The scarring, there's no scarring. Like I sometimes look at it, I'm like, where is it? What?
Same, yeah, exactly.
Well, thank you.
And you care, like it shows. You care, and that's what we need. We need like TLC.
Well, in this profession, it's very, very important. You know me well. I was doing surgical oncology for all those years, and I still continue to do oncological surgery. But when I discovered the lap band, or stumbled upon the phenomenon of lap band, I saw it as a very, very effective tool that could help me fight my own problem with obesity. And when I got the lap band and I saw how effective it is, I decided that I should be using it to help others lose weight. And of course, as I'm excellent in oncology, it was very important for me to be excellent in, weight loss surgery, and that's why I started doing obesity with, such fervor, and we've got very, very good results, but indeed it requires a lot of attention. It requires a lot of care, a lot of compassion, and well, I guess part of it is because I do feel for my patients, because it's the same disease that I have, and it's the same
Yes, there's a
procedure
connection
that
with us.
helped me. There is a very, very special connection, and indeed, I think we do get very good results at our centers, because when I go to national meetings and when we're looking at the national statistics, national statistics are saying that for any person who is about 100 pounds overweight, nationally, they lose 40 to 50 pounds. 40 to 50 pounds. And yet, you guys are, fairly typical, extremely beautiful, but a fairly typical result at our center, that we produce very, very close to the expected weight loss.
Oh yeah, I had to gain back. I'm huge.
You went above 100%.
Yeah, I went way above. Yeah, and it was only because, not because I didn't feel right. I think it's just for my frame, because I am very tall too. Not very tall, but I am taller than more the average 5'5" or 5'6". So on my body, it just looked maybe it was too skinny. It was a size 2. It just didn't look right. It didn't feel right. At least from the feedbacks that I was getting from friends and family. They were like, you look good, but I think you look better when you were like size 4 and 6. It's just, and I thought about it. I felt the same way, and I realized, okay, I'm too skinny now. I never thought I would say, oh my God, I'm too skinny. I need to gain weight. So I tried to gain it back,
Did you guys experience any bad side effects from the lapband? Or was there anything bad throughout the period that you've had the band, 4 years now?
This isn't bad. The only thing, this is actually very good, but I would have thought it was bad. I don't like French fries anymore. It's not even a bad. I think that's the best, but it would have been the worst. I don't like bready, thick French
I don't eat
friesy.
bread. Yeah, I don't enjoy bread. I don't really eat bread.
But as far as side effects, wonderful. Absolutely wonderful.
No prolapse, no erosion, no wound infection.
Can drink,
no major
eat.
calamities.
Just have to chew well.
That's the challenge in the beginning, because you're not used to it. So you have to, it's like disciplining anything. When you're not used to working out or you're not used to eating right, it's just a lifestyle change, and you teach yourself to eat your food slowly, chew well, and it teaches you actually to enjoy your food. There's a truth out there, like I forgot, that the reality is that everybody eats too fast, and the worst is when you're sitting in front of the TV and eating fast, like you don't realize what you're eating, what you're intaking,
What's your
going in.
typical menu these days?
I enjoy soup. I love soup. So it's a good thing, I enjoy soup. Soup is usually, it goes down really well. I still love my ice cream. I love frozen yogurt. I enjoy frozen yogurt,
Speaking of soups, I before my lap band, I didn't eat soup, and
Really?
I did not eat broccoli.
I'm lucky. I love soup.
So one day I'm calling my wife, and she's like, "What are you eating?" I said, "Broccoli soup, cream of broccoli."
Yes.
She said, "What? You eating cream of broccoli and enjoying it?" So it is interesting how it, in a way, forcibly, but changes your food preferences. And like you mentioned, now I just would not, I'm not craving fries. I would not go back to fries.
It doesn't even sound good. It
Yes.
doesn't even sound. I'll still have the fast foodish type things, but like fries,
What
or like
is
maybe
fast
one or
foodish
two.
for you? Like, because maybe it's a drive-through, but some things could be healthy through drive-through too. Like, it's not fast food, but. So what would be
most of my patients, I think, find it easy to, particularly for the lunchtime, like you said, either go with soups or with like a tuna salad, but without
I
the
love
bread.
tuna.
Yes.
Yogurt. I love yogurt.
And
I do yogurt every day.
And go with what is actually interesting is, as you can imagine, a lot of my patients are Armenian or of Middle Eastern sort of heritage, and they like the Mediterranean foods. You know, like the hummus and the baba ganoush and the
Yeah,
tabbouleh
hummus, yeah,
and
yeah.
all of the keftas and stuff like that. So, and all of that is also very, very healthy and is also lab-band friendly. So we recommend that to our patients, and they usually do quite well with that. The I think difficulty sometimes with the lab band is with major meat eaters, but I try not to discourage them.
Bread eaters and pasta
Bread eaters are
Those
more
the only-
difficult.
The two major is the bread and the pasta, and it's a good thing. I was a big bread eater, not pasta, so I didn't feel like I'm like missing out on bread. But in the beginning, you go, oh my God, yeah, the bread. No, the bread is not going to be my friend.
Well, I can
You
still
know,
have.
but now I don't care. I don't
yeah,
want it.
Right.
But now when I go to a restaurant, I still can have a little piece of baguette
Yeah, I'll do
or
like
something
just
like that.
one little
Exactly.
slice.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Absolutely. You
One
just
little-
don't
yeah.
overdo it, but
Overdo
you
yeah.
can have your share.
And you don't have the desire to overdo it
But
because it
when
doesn't feel
you
right.
used to do exactly when you used to do those things, the bread, the pasta, those are things that are very, because they're carbs,
Yes.
they're heavy. And that's what
Absolutely.
makes you lazy too. It makes you lazy because it
Well,
turns
not
into
only
sugar.
that, but it also stimulates the insulin production by the
Yes,
pancreas, and
yes.
your insulin shoots high, and then you're sort of craving more sugar
Craving,
the rest of
yes,
the day. So
yes.
what it does, there's actually recent research to show that when you start your morning with a carbohydrate diet, the rest of the day you crave carbohydrates. Whereas if you would start with a protein, you would be more on the protein metabolism the rest of the day.
It's so much better having the
So that is why we recommend our patients in the mornings have rather a soft-boiled egg or something like that, or the yogurt that
Yogurt,
you
I love my
mentioned, or the
yogurt.
cottage
Yes.
cheese, you know, along with coffee and stuff. But avoid the carbohydrates. We
the
recommend
white rice. That's
Yeah.
one I had to. I used to love. Now I don't even care. I don't
Yeah,
even
you
care.
don't. You don't.
So those are the white rice, and the pasta and the bread. Those are the three things that are really major that I think that you may start missing in the beginning, but you adjust to it. You know,
You just think you'll miss it. You never really
you don't.
do.
Yeah,
You never really do.
It's just in the beginning where you're changing your, I think, eating habits.
The interesting story that I have is that when I went to Belgium to have my own lab band, after I had my lab band, I continued doing lab bands with Dr. Kadir, who was my surgeon, and he's one of the pioneers of the lab band. And we were doing them, and many of our patients in Europe were either from northern Italy, where they're bread and pasta eaters,
Yeah.
or they were from Germany, where they're beer drinkers.
Right.
Well, guess what? Bread and pasta eaters would lose weight tremendously because the lab band would effectively stop their
exactly.
ability to eat a lot of pasta, and yet the German beer drinkers would not lose the weight and would be unhappy.
Wow.
So it brings up the point that high quantity of high-calorie liquids, as in milkshakes or alcohol, are basically contraindication. Contraindication meaning you should not be abusing those because the band would not recognize those liquids and would not stop them, and then you're on your own.
Yeah.
So we are currently, whenever we're advising the patients, we say, okay, well, you can have a little ice cream, you can have a little, milkshake here and there, but just beware that it does not become an obsession. I had a patient who came in and she was taking 8 frappuccinos a day,
Wow.
and wondering why is it that she's not
Wow.
losing weight. It was
8.
yeah, it was well, she was paralegal, a lot of stress. It was giving her the buzz and keeping her through the day,
Wow.
and also keeping the band full to a certain extent that she didn't need another food. But by the same token, it was already itself containing so many calories that was defeating the purpose. Do you guys watch your calories? Do you count calories? Do you look at the calories on the package?
Not like I used to.
Not
I knew
really, no.
every calorie for every food. Now, I know the weight that I want to be at. It's really easy to stay there, and I just
Yeah, you learn
I
about
kind
your
of do
body,
the same
huh?
pattern each day with what I eat. Different foods, but the same kind of time. We're like creatures of habit, and it works out wonderfully. I don't really count calories.
I think anything with liquids, like the soup, like a protein juice or yogurt, if I'm trying maybe like, to stabilize and lose weight, I realize that that's really good. But anything that is more kind of solid, then I can feel it differently. Like, where I'm like, oh, okay, this is kind of going down. You learn about your body.
You do.
You learn so
You
much,
really do.
what you enjoy and what could help to lose maybe more or not. It's in life, it's a change for the better, that's for sure.
So, given your such life-changing experiences, what would you like to tell our viewers who may have any, questions, doubts, issues, concerns?
Yeah.
I would definitely say, don't wait. It will change your life immediately. I mean, I remember coming out of surgery, you don't know anything's happened, but I remember just thinking, I have something inside of me now. It's like you finally have this tool that's not the answer, you have to work with it, but don't wait. If you're thinking about it, do it. It's a quick procedure. You're in very good hands. Dr. Davtyan and the staff will be there all the way around.
Yeah.
You can't go wrong.
No fear.
If you don't want it someday, you can get it taken out. Just do it.
That's what I
would
loved.
say,
I
do
forgot
it.
to say that I have that option, that it's reversible, and that's what's so wonderful about it, and I think the lap band is the best solution to lose weight, other than there's other maybe options of surgeries, but I think I've seen with some of the other ones, they lose the weight a lot in the beginning, but they gain it back more than half, with the gastric bypass. And I think that's why I was kind of putting it off to see which one was the right decision for me, the best one to choose. And the lap band is the best one because you can always be in control of it, and you have those options. Like when I lost too much, I can gain it back. I can size it up to what I want, what size or what weight I want to be at. That's the good thing about it.
Clearly the lap band is the safest option amongst the
most
all
definitely.
effective
After doing all my
therapies.
studies and everything, exactly.
So we would definitely recommend all together, the three of us, to those of you who are interested. Please do not hesitate. If you have call our office, we will be more than happy to answer your questions. We have free consultations, free seminars, and we're just eager to help you win this battle and enjoy a different level of life that you just wouldn't know otherwise. So don't hesitate. In the meantime, this is it for us for today. Please join us next week for another informative program. Good night.
Եթե ուզում եք նիհարել